with them.
All right.
All right.
Zoom.
All
Bye.
right. Thank you very much.
Bye.
All right. All right. So now let's move on to cybersecurity. Our instructor on cybersecurity is already here with us, and I would like to welcome him on board so we can have a few discussion with him, Mr. Obisiwa. Can you just simply say hi to the people?
Hi everyone, my name is Mukaram Oladiga.
All right. So welcome on board. All right. I believe cybersecurity is one that a lot of people have indicated interest on even before we started the official advertisement. There are a lot of people that have indicated interest in cybersecurity, and unfortunately, not all of them are here. However, we are going to begin, and then maybe we'll send the recorded version to the group so people that are not available here can go through the recorded version of this session. Okay, so without wasting much time, we would begin ASAP. Would first of all like you to introduce yourself. I believe it's a cybersecurity specialist. What is your experience level? What is your background in cybersecurity? How did you get into it? And maybe a few other information that you think the students will need to know.
Okay, thank you so much. Hi everyone, my name is Mukaram Oladiga. I hope you guys can hear me clearly. So I didn't just jump into cybersecurity actually, because before you finally make a decision on where you fit in this tech industry, you have to explore. You have to check out many things before you finally decide this is what I want to settle on. My journey in tech started in 2017. 2017, I started learning front end web development, and throughout that 2017, basically that's all I did, writing code and doing web development. So till 2019, I was doing the front end web development till I was now satisfied with the front end web development. So I dove into the back end also to become a full stack web developer. I learned the back end, then I started building websites and stuff like that. Then along the line, I got tired of writing codes, and I was like, which field will I drive into that I won't have to write code as much as this, because web development is very tasky in the sense that you can spend a week, 5 days looking for a single line of code that there is error and stuff like that. So then I made my research. I went into DevOps. There's something we call DevOps, developer operation. Then I learned DevOps for like 6 months in 2021. Then after during my journey in DevOps, that's when I heard about cybersecurity. Then I moved into cybersecurity. So my journey in cybersecurity basically started in 2022. So I learned cybersecurity, and since then I've been doing different. I took certifications from Google, Microsoft, and IBM. So I did all that while I was still in
One of the first
school. What's that?
Sorry, and you can unmute your mic if you are not speaking. So, let's start. So you can continue.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I did all that while I was still in school. I I studied at the Lagos State University, and I studied computer science there. So basically, I am in the tech field right from time. I've always have an interest in tech. So basically, that's all what I'm all about, tech and stuff like that. So after graduating from the Lagos State University, I've done during my time in school, I've written certifications in Google from Microsoft and then IBM and other organizations like that. So after graduating from there, I took up a cybersecurity cloud computing instructor role at Skoda Tech Africa, where I spent 2 months there teaching cybersecurity and cloud computing. Then I've also taken up some roles, mainly virtually. I work as technical support for some organizations and stuff like that. So basically, that's my background in tech field.
All right, that's impressive. Mr. Abraham, please mute your mic. Mr. Abraham. All right, thank you very much. Okay, so that was impressive. Mr. Abraham. All right, that was impressive from my instructor. I would say what I want to pick from there is the instructor that is going to be training us on cybersecurity has is certified from Microsoft, IBM, and Google. All right, so these are parts that you can as well shred if you want to get to the peak of cybersecurity. And I believe, like I mentioned some time ago, there's also an international certification body on security, network security, that we call CompSHA Security Plus. So these are certifications that you can go on for beyond this 3 months training. All right. So certifications from Google, certifications from IBM, certifications from CompSHA Security Plus, and the rest of them. So these are things that you can do to further build your portfolio. All right. I believe with the help and guidance of the instructor, you'll be able to achieve that. Already, I mentioned that the curriculum of cybersecurity is streamlined towards the CompSHA Security Plus examination. So we are sure to be trained in the direction of getting that international certification if you want it. All right. So I don't know if there's any questions. I know a lot of people just joined because they are interested in cybersecurity. They are waiting for cybersecurity time to reach before they join. So if you have any personal questions, I don't want to keep you waiting. You can ask them now, or I can continue with my questions for the instructor. If you have any questions on cybersecurity, you can unmute your mic and ask it now.
Yeah, I've got a question.
Mr. Nicholas, okay?
Yes, sir. So cybersecurity, getting into cybersecurity, is it mandatory to learn Linux?
Okay, Mr. Nicholas. Can I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There are some building blocks in cybersecurity that if you don't have knowledge in them, you won't even be able to work in cybersecurity. And some of them are the networking, the Linux, the Windows operating system. You have to have knowledge in those operating system so as to be able to work in cybersecurity. So everything will be covered in your syllabus. So if you don't have knowledge on it, you don't have to worry about that because everything would be covered in your syllabus.
Okay, including networking.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, I'm going to send the syllabus to the group immediately after this class so you can see all that will be covered in cybersecurity. Yes. So networking is there, and other terminologies that I can't start mentioning here. All right. Any other question from any other person before we proceed?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, Mr. John.
Yeah. So, is it mandatory to know the web development, development? In fact, writing codes. Is it mandatory to know before I goes on with the cybersecurity? How can you rate out of 10 in terms of coding? Whether there is some coding in terms of this roadmap for cybersecurity.
Mr. John, I'm just telling you guys my background. You don't have to follow the same pathway I follow before I get into cybersecurity. And you don't have to know web development. That's the first thing I'll point out to you. You don't have to know web development to get into cybersecurity. And about writing codes in cybersecurity, there are limited codes. Let me put it that way. There are limited codes in cybersecurity, and there are many fields under cybersecurity that you won't write a single line of code till you are probably successful or anything. You won't bother writing a single line of code. So basically, the cybersecurity is a broad space. There are some aspects that you have to write codes like the hacking aspect and stuff like that. But there are some aspects you don't have to write code like the GRC aspect, just creating policies for organizations and stuff like that. So there are separate fields in cybersecurity. So you don't have to, if you are scared of writing code, there are many fields that you won't even have to write a single line of code in cybersecurity. So you don't have to let coding scare you, actually.
So,
Are
what
you
about script? Script like maybe like a Python or maybe is it shell scripting? I can understand it's a mandatory to be there, but what about Python?
yeah, you can. Yeah, that's why I said there are limited coding in cybersecurity. Like the scripting now is mainly used for automation to automate tasks. So basically that's why I said, and in some aspects you won't even have to write scripting or any stuff like that. So that's why I said the cybersecurity space is broad and is okay for everybody. If you want to write code, there is a space for you. If you don't want to write a single line of code, there is also a space for you in cybersecurity. Are you with me?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
All right. So in essence, cybersecurity is broad. So there are various fields in it. So you have to now specialize. You can if you can specialize in ethical hacking, you can specialize in testing, you can specialize in GRC like you mentioned, you can specialize in governance. There are a lot of other skills that you wouldn't have to write code on. So, but I believe the course compresses all these fields together. All right. So you can now specialize if you want to in any of the fields. I believe so, Mr. Obisi, if I'm right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So that is it. That is it. Mr. John, I don't know if the answer was okay.
Yeah, I'm satisfied. It's okay.
All right. Any other question before we proceed? Any other question before we proceed? Okay. While we're still waiting for questions, let me continue with mine. So, in Mr. Odisiwa, in your view, right, why is cybersecurity important? Like, why do we have to learn it at this time? For the past 1 year now, cybersecurity has been trending. Everybody wants to learn cybersecurity. So,
Yeah.
why is it actually important for us to learn?
Cybersecurity is the fastest growing field presently in the field of technology. So basically, there is room for everybody. It is underpopulated than the other aspects of tech. So that's why that's the reason for the rush in people moving into cybersecurity. But cybersecurity is a very critical aspect because there are increasing digital threats and data breaches and ransomware attack on organization now. So and organizations are finding people to protect them against these data breaches and ransomware attack. So and cybersecurity is a very broad field that protects that protects across different industries. We have the cybersecurity field in healthcare where they protect the patient's details. We have cybersecurity in finance where they protect the payment card industry and stuff and data security for the banks. We have in e-commerce and other field like that. So and mostly it is very important for organization to protect against these types of attack if because people hackers are getting desperate now. So the increase in hacker is what causes the increase in cybersecurity personnel because everyone needs to protect their data from getting attacked. So that's why the cybersecurity is a very important field in today's world.
All right. Okay. So, in essence, where where there are threats, increasing threats, there needs to be increasing security. That is the
Yeah,
summary. So
that's the
yeah, if you
summary.
have exactly. So let's say you have a community where there is increasing rate of kidnapping, increasing rate of armed robbery. What is supposed to be done? What is supposed to be done is for the community to increase the number of security personnel. So that is just what is happening. As the number of people getting online is increasing, there is need to increase the security of such personnel. So cybersecurity is trending and it is in demand right now. So if you're getting into it at this point, you are not lagging behind at all, at all. All right. So the next question I have, which is a very important one, what are the job opportunities or job roles that are available in the field of cybersecurity? You just mentioned that there are different fields that people can specialize in. So what
Yeah.
are those career paths?
There are many career paths in cyber security, and it is very broad because even under a single career path, you can have multiple multiple job opportunity there. So the first one I will tell you people is the SOC analyst. We call them SOC analyst, Security Operations Center analyst. Those are the ones that use the CM tools to monitor security alerts. They investigate incidents and they respond to threats. So they are basically the first line of defense against cyber attacks. They monitor the security alerts, they investigate the incident. Is this incident going to affect us? And then they respond to the threat. Another one is the penetration tester. We call them ethical hackers. These are the ones that they simulate attack to find vulnerabilities in systems and network. That's their role. They simulate attack. They attack the system like an hacker, but with permission from the organization so as to test the level of security of that organization. And then another field is the cyber security engineer. They are the one that build and maintain secure system and infrastructure. Another field are the threat hunters. We call them bug bounty hunters sometimes. They look for vulnerabilities in different organizations and report the vulnerabilities to those organizations to earn a reward from the organization. Another one is the IR. We call them the incident responder. They are the they are the first they are the second line of defense behind the SOC analyst. They respond to incidents verified by the SOC analyst. Then another field is the GRC analyst, the governance, risk, and compliance analyst. I mentioned it earlier when I said there are some field in cybersecurity that you don't have to write a single line of code. This is one of the fields there. The GRC, their role is to ensure organization meets regulatory and policy standards. They are making sure that there are rules guiding cybersecurity in every countries now. Like recently in Nigeria now, our president just signed a bill for cyber security offenders and cyberbullying offenders. So in every organization in every country, they have rules and standards to follow. So the role of the GRC analyst is to ensure that the organization meets those policies and standards. Then another field under the cybersecurity is the cloud security specialist. The cloud security specialist focus on securing cloud-based platform like the Google Cloud, the AWS, the Microsoft Azure. Their work is securing those cloud. The world is evolving now, and most organizations are storing their data in the cloud. So the cloud security field is also one of the fastest growing field currently in the field of cybersecurity. Then the another one is the digital forensic analyst. These are the ones that recover and analyze data from compromised system. After attack, there are some residue. These are the people that monitor the footprint of the attacker and try to detect who does this, who attack the systems and stuff like that. Mostly the digital forensic works with the security agency in any given nation. Then there is the security architect. These are the ones that design and implement a secure system architecture. They build a system, they build a secure architecture from the scratch. Like let's look at software engineering now. If you hire a security architecture for a software you want to build, the security architect will have to develop a security plan that work hand in hand with the software development lifecycle, so that when you finish the software, there won't be room for any security vulnerabilities in the software. Then there's what we call the CISO, the Chief information security officer. They are the one that lead the organization cyber security at the executive level. So, mainly cyber security is about protecting information. So, this chief information security officer are the lead in every organization. They work at the executive level of the organization. They are the one in charge of monitoring the security of that particular organization. So there are many other fields. If I say I should go on now, we won't stop for the next 1 hour because I can list up to 100 fields in cybersecurity. So I will just put a stop there, and probably when we start our classes, we can look at other fields in cybersecurity.
Wow, that's impressive. Very much impressive. So you don't have to bother about career paths to choose because there are multiples and multiples of them. All right. So it's a broad field, and definitely one person cannot know it all. One person cannot do it all. That is why you have to specialize in the field that suits you and then grow in it. In any field you choose, the opportunities available for you. I don't know if there's any question because this was a long response. So probably one or two persons might have a
Yes,
question regarding the
yes,
response.
I
Okay,
have a
Mr.
question.
John. All right.
Yeah, thank you for your explanation. But for me, I want to ask the instructor about the roadmap. You see, like in the networking, there is a CCNA, CCNP up to CCIE. So maybe can you just tell us if maybe someone says he has a CCNA certificate, you can understand his level. If you say, for me, I'm a CCNP, you can understand his level. When he say I'm a CCIE, so you can understand it. So can you just structure in terms of cybersecurity field about those levels so that I can know I'm going to start from this one. After this one, I will be to go that one. After this one, it's the next it's this one. Such kind. Also, apart from that one, I want to ask if there is a tools. There is a tools specified only for cybersecurity, like in networking. Network engineer deals with the routers, the switches, firewalls, just defining the policies, such kind. So, is there any other devices in the cybersecurity side that you can have similar devices specified only for cybersecurity? Like the example you gave us for forensic, we just saw it on the news. Maybe if someone has been died by he has been killed by people, so they say we have to go to forensic to check how he has been killed, such kind. But
Yes.
the tools which they used, we don't have clue on that one. So is there any devices specifically designed for cybersecurity? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. John, thank you for your question. Let me try to understand your question. Your first question is those people they are adding CCNA to their names and stuff like that. What are those CCNA? And I think that's the first question, right?
Yeah, roadmap certifications.
Yes, roadmap certifications. That's the first question. Okay. So
Yes, yes.
in those pathways, actually, in those pathways, there are many there are many roadmaps for different aspects, but the most important aspect is that learning the basics, because in to cover any field in cybersecurity, we have to learn the basics. So after learning the basics and you decide you want to dive into one part, like the CCNA you mentioned now is for network security analyst. So that's the pathway for a network security analyst. You have to learn networking, gain certifications in networking. There are some of the certifications in the networking are the CCNA and other certifications like that. Like the penetration tester now. To become an ethical hacker, you have to follow the roadmap of first learning the basics, learning Linux, learning Python, learning scripting, then writing certifications like the certified ethical hacker, the junior penetration tester, offensive security professional, and certifications like that. For the cyber security engineer now, you have to write different certifications. You have to follow the pathway. For a cyber security engineer now, you have to learn everything because you'll be involved from the grassroots to the top level. So for a cyber security engineer, you have to learn networking. You might not be an expert in ethical hacker to become a security engineer, but you have to have basic knowledge there, and you have to write certifications from Cisco, like the CCNP security certificate from Cisco, or the CISSP information system security certifications. So there are many certifications for different parts in those cyber security. Like the GRC analyst now, you have to write certification in the risk and information system control, or write certifications in the analyst, in the auditor, information system auditors certification and stuff like that, or the ISO lead implementer certification. So there are many certifications you have to write in those field. And when you talk about the tools being used in cybersecurity, there are many different tools in cybersecurity. And you know, cybersecurity is a broad field, and Linux is an open source operating system. Open source operating system in the sense that anybody can contribute to the development of Linux. So there are many different applications created by people used in cybersecurity. Like in, let's look at the networking aspect of cybersecurity. In the networking aspect of cybersecurity, you have to use Nmap to scan the network, use Wireshark to capture the network and stuff like that. In the system, in the ethical hacking aspects of cybersecurity now, you have to use different password cracking tools like John the Ripper to try and crack the password and stuff like that. So there are many tools in cybersecurity that I can't start mentioning them now unless when we are in the class. Then we will have time to treat every field we want to treat. Are you okay with that, Mr. John?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I think the two questions have been answered, Mr. John.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So any other question on this, or I should I have about two more questions that I have here for the instructor. So without wasting much time, what are the steps that we recommend? Of course, cybersecurity is broad, and that is what you just clarified now. But for students that are really serious about pursuing a career in cybersecurity, what steps would you recommend from beginner level to um, expert level?
Okay. For like I said earlier, if you want to learn cybersecurity, the best method you can use is starting from the basics. You have to learn the basics. And what are the basics of cybersecurity? Like I said earlier, networking, the Windows operating system, the Linux operating system, and the security fundamentals of cybersecurity, like the CIA triad and stuff like that. So after learning the basics, you move to practical aspect of the cybersecurity. Like you use platform like the TryArcMe, ArcDebox, or you can even build a home lab yourself that you can use to test cybersecurity and stuff like that. So after learning those one, you try as much as possible to certified, get international, get international certifications like the Google certifications, IBM, Microsoft, or the CompTIA and stuff like that. Try to get those certifications. Then after getting those certifications, try to join cybersecurity communities. Go to events, network, talk to people about cybersecurity, and let people try to promote yourself in the field of cybersecurity. Then after doing that, you look for an intern or a volunteer role so that you can get a job experience in cybersecurity. So during those times, to also you try to also stay current, follow the threat reports, security blogs, follow the news on cybersecurity. Make sure you learn. Make sure you learn continuously because cybersecurity is an ever-growing field and there are new vulnerabilities every day. So you have to to the stay current to the threat. Then after that, then try to specialize gradually. I won't advise people to just focus on one field when you are starting. After you've learned everything, after you've learned everything, then now specialize gradually. Do I want to become a SOC analyst? Do I want to become a penetration tester? Do I want to become a cloud security or forensics or web security and stuff like that? So after you've learned that, then you can now specialize on one field. Then after you've now specialized on that field, after you might have written basic certifications like the CompTIA Security Plus, then and you specialize on a field you want to specialize on, then you can now start to take certifications in that field you specialize on. So basically, that's the step I recommend people to follow when you want to learn cybersecurity. Mr. Adewale Makinde, yes, cybersecurity are in charge of securing web applications, software, and all that. I said there are many fields in cybersecurity, and one of them are the web security. So, web security, they are the one in charge of securing websites and all that. So, it's also a field under cybersecurity. So, that will be
Oh,
all.
All right, Mr. Makinde, I don't know if that question was answered. Of course, securing websites and apps is an aspect of cyber security. Any questions that any person wants to ask? I want to, as much as possible, let all your questions get answered in this session. So,
Yes, good evening.
Mr. Tisha, good evening.
Yes, I'm so amused in forensic audit. I would like to become a forensic audit personnel. So I would like to know whether this cybersecurity course is in line with one being a forensic auditor. That's my question. I hope you got it.
Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Let me answer your question because, like I said earlier, this program is covering all aspects of cybersecurity. This is where I said you learn the basics of cybersecurity because if you don't have knowledge in cybersecurity, you can't specialize in a field. So after finishing this program, after you might have finished this program, then and you've written certifications in this introductory aspect of cybersecurity, then you can now specialize in the forensic aspects you want to specialize on. I'm sure governments, there are government initiatives that focus on that. So I the most important part is taking this introductory aspect of cybersecurity. Because if you don't have knowledge in there, you can't work in that forensic aspect you said you want to work on.
Okay. Mr. Tisha, I don't know if that question was answered. So basically,
Yeah, he
the course,
answered me. Sorry for interruption. I'm good.
okay. Okay, so basically, like you said, the course covers the fundamentals, all right? So you can now specialize afterwards in the aspects of cybersecurity that you wish to specialize in. All right. So I have I think one more question or two. Mr. Instructor, are there any foundational skills? Because this audience comprises of people that are already partially into the field, that are already into tech, and also comprised of people that are complete beginners in tech. All right. So, are there foundational skills or knowledge that is required for anyone that wants to go into cybersecurity, or a complete beginner can actually go into it and succeed in it?
Okay, thank you. Like I've said before, a complete beginner can get into cybersecurity. Like you don't even have to have knowledge in any tech field. You don't have to be a computer science student. You don't have to know anything about computer. The main important thing you just have to have is willingness to learn and eagerness to learn and be able to practice continuously. That's what is important. You have to be able to practice continuously and be eager to learn. That's the most important aspect in cybersecurity. You don't have to have any basic knowledge to learn cybersecurity because everything you will be taught everything. So all you have to do is to learn, be willing to learn and practice continuously.
All right. So a complete beginner can actually go into it and succeed in it with it. Starting from the basics. Okay, Mr. Eugene.
Yeah,
Okay.
good evening.
Yeah, welcome.
Today I'm late for my class. Quick one. I want to know the practical aspects. Have they talked about it? Are we going to have practicals?
Okay, I don't think so. I've talked about it. So, the structure.
Okay, Mr. Eugene,
Yes, sir.
we will have some practical aspects so that because all talks will not make you understand. So we'll have
Exactly.
when we get to some field, we will show you how it is done and what is being done. Are you with me?
I'm with you,
So
sir.
so when we get to some field, you will be shown what is being done and how it is being done. So you don't have to worry about that. We are going to do some practical aspects in our curriculum.
Okay.
Okay, so I think to better answer, we will the curriculum will answer that question. The
Mr.
curriculum
Pegon.
contains yes.
Yeah. I would like to know. Have you created the individual groups already?
I think your voice is echoing. I don't know why.
Hello.
Or is it only on my end? Okay, it's better now, yeah.
Okay. So please, I was asking, have we created our individual groups already? Of late, I was busy
No,
small, so I couldn't check on my.
no, we've not yet. We are still getting people registered for the courses. You know, I sent a Google form in the group, I think
Yeah.
yesterday. So I'll still send it tonight. So we need the persons
Okay.
to register. Then, based on the responses from the registration, we will now create the groups for the individual courses. Yes.
All right.
So
Please
because
try
it is
and upload
in that group
this
that we will
the chat
do
so
the
that I
software
can
installations and
review
all
my
that is
email.
necessary.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you, Eugene. I'm curious here about the practical aspect of how we're gonna do it. I'm here in Botswana, other side Zambia, other side Nigeria. How is it gonna work in terms of attending the practicals?
So you don't have to worry about that because everything we'll be doing is virtual. Even the practical will be virtual. So and the videos will be made available to you so that you can watch it in your free time and be able to recreate whatever we might have done if you don't get it during the class. There will be the video will be made available for you so that you can be able to recreate it in your own free time.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, everything is going to be definitely the classes are 3 times per week. So just like we're having a class now. So the instructor will be showing the screen. All right. With Google Meet, you can share the instructor can share his screen. So you are going to be seeing what he's doing and possibly doing it alongside with him. All right. The things that you didn't get, the recorded version of the video, you can always go back to it to rewatch and rewatch because definitely, to be honest, you will not get everything during the class. All right. You might not get everything during the class. So you have to use the recorded videos to practice continuously during your free time. And I believe their assessments as well are many tasks that you'll be doing um, continuously while the classes go on. So it is more or less going to be like a physical class. The only difference is that you're not seeing the instructor face to face. That is the only difference. So technology has made it easy. So virtual learning I can be in Nigeria and gain a master's degree from the US without going to the US. So how did they do it? I can be in Nigeria and gain a master's degree from the UK. So technology has come to stay. Everything must not be physical.
All right.
So
No, really, thank you.
Okay.
yes. So okay, one last question before maybe we open the floor again for persons to ask. So for students who wish to actually continue learning beyond, I know you have answered this repeatedly, but just in a summary or in maybe one or two statements, for people who wish to continue learning after beyond the 3 months. Of course, the 3 months is going to cover the fundamentals of cybersecurity in the different aspects of cybersecurity. Then people that wish to specialize can now go ahead and specialize. So what next steps would you recommend for further improvement after the 3 months training?
After the 3 month training, I'm going to advise the students to enroll in industry, to take the ISC2 cybersecurity, certified in cybersecurity exams, to get certified in cybersecurity. After the 3 month program, I will implore the students to get certified in cybersecurity first and foremost, then enroll in platform like the Coursera and Cybrary to gain advanced knowledge in any field you are trying to specialize on. Then after enrolling and gaining the field, then you can probably enroll on the Try Alchemy, the Hack the Box website. You can enroll there so that you get practical and so on for those that want to move into penetration testing or SOC analyst and stuff like that. Then, or you can probably just build a home lab for yourself to simulate attack and defenses and all that. How you enroll in the for the network security aspirants, you enroll in the Cisco certified network certifications and write exams there to improve yourself and get job ready.
All right. So that is it for today. I don't know if there are questions, more questions regarding.
Yeah, I have a question, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, there is a some adverts which we used to see on social media. People who have a similar service as you. So, and some of them they ask you some money so that they can give you a permanent access on their virtual servers, where you can keep simulating, you can keep learning, like maybe access of 1 year, 2 years, or lifetime access, such kind. Do you have similar virtual servers where you can be practicing everything we are learning?
Okay. Mr. Bisiwa.
Okay, Mr. John, that's why I said you have to enroll in Hack the Box or Try Alchemy and other websites like that. For now, we don't run a personal server of our own, so we can offer you that basically. But we'll guide you on the website to use and where to enroll, and we'll inform you on discounts, get you discounts on those websites. Are you with me, Mr. John?
No, I don't get you well. So for you mean that you have a website where we'll be learning on?
Yeah. After the program, you are talking about gaining access for you to continue practicing and stuff like that. So there are websites we can make available for you to learn on for free after the program. So we'll give you websites that you can continue practicing on for free after the program.
During the course, there is no any practical tools that you have aside that. So it will be theoretical training, if I can say that.
There will be practical sessions during the courses.
Okay.
There will be practical sessions during the courses. We are going to take practicals like the security, the database security and stuff like that. We are going to take practicals in some aspects of the training. But you are asking that after the training, would there be a platform that you can continue learning after the training, right? That's what I'm telling you, that we will make provisions for you after the training. We'll give you websites you can continue learning on for free after the training, that you can continue practicing.
That's great. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Eugene, you're raising up your hand.
Yeah. Concerning after learning everything, I once asked about the development and maybe if you can have access after everything, you can link the individuals to any of the company. As you said, we have to create yourself or maybe going more into productions like that. So I want to know if there is any arrangement for us after the learning the theory and the practicals, we can have time to move on and get links through the same things that we've learned.
Okay, basically how to get a job or get jobs from the skill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I explained in one of our sessions that we, as an addition, we are going to train on how to actually get freelancing gigs on Fiverr and Upwork. These are two major international platforms for freelancing. All right, so this applies to any of the fields you are choosing, be it web development, video editing, cybersecurity, and the rest of them. All right, the only barrier you have is if you have a strong portfolio, and in terms of cybersecurity, especially for cybersecurity, you need these certifications that the instructor just mentioned about, like the Google certification, IBM, Cisco, and the rest of them. Elementary certifications, they are going to be important for you to actually get those freelancing gigs. So after the training, it is recommended that you write the certifications exams and pass them and gain them, all right, before you start applying for freelancing and other opportunities. But in other fields like a full stack web development, video editing, there's no much certifications around those fields. You can actually go into freelancing immediately after the course. What is necessary in those aspects is a portfolio, because you need to show your project, what you have done so far. All right, so it is recommended that after the training, you keep building projects and keep adding them to your portfolio to increase your chances of getting freelancing gigs. But in terms of giving you links to 9-to-5 jobs or internships, for now, we don't offer that facility. So,
Okay. Nice. Thanks.
yes. Mr. Aaron, there isn't a plan. Mr. Aaron. Okay. So I think we are actually through
Can you
for
hear me
this
now?
month. This
Can you hear me now?
okay, yeah, we can hear you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for such a program that have been designed. My question have to do with the issue about payment or payment plan. Because nowadays, online, there are a lot of way that people design things that people build interest in, but to come to the actuality, it's just 5 on the 5. So in this backdrop, like you have said, the payment plan is $45 a month. Are students going to start payment before they can enter class, or they can be in class and be able to do payment based on the interest that or the seriousness that have been attached to the program? Thank you.
Yes. So the payment has been made as easy as possible by making it a monthly instrumental payment option. All right. So the courses, I think 7 of the courses are 3 months duration, including cyber security, while the full stack web development is for 6 months. So the payments are to be made at the beginning of each month. All right, the payments are to be made at the beginning of each month. Of course, it is easier to commit 1 month payment than to commit the full-time payment or to commit half of the payment. All right, so that is why we made it so that you can actually see what you are getting before you can continue with the commitment if you want to, or any such thing. You understand? So the payments are to be made before the commencement of each month. I don't know if that question was answered.
No, thank you. My question was answered. Thank you. I'm following.
All right. So the reason why we are having these sessions is so that we can actually establish the fact of what you will be learning, what you will be gaining through the 3 months duration. All right. So it is to establish that confidence and trust before you make your commitment. So that is why these sessions are available. And we are going to be running it as often as possible for new students that are coming in. So that is all we can do. There's nothing else we can do to convince you. All right. So it now depends on you to actually go for it if you are convinced or not. So that is the only thing we can do, because you can't see we are in Nigeria and you're in Liberia. So that is how it is. All right. So I think I don't know if there's any further questions. This is the last session for this clarity session. The cybersecurity class session is the last session. So we are rounding up today, and I'm going to repost all the details on the group so that every person can also see and enroll for the course. All right. And like we said, we are going to be having a 3-day session next week. We'll also communicate the dates to the group, but that is for specifically for each course, right? People that are interested in each course, we're going to be having 3-day session for them to enable them have a glimpse of what the tech camp is going to be like. All right. So that is it. Mr. Collins, you're raising up your hand. Mr. Collins, you can unmute your mic. If mic is unmuted. All right.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
All right, I want to know the benefits. What are the other benefits you tend to gain after this class? Like, apart from the knowledge from cybersecurity, what are the additional expectation advantages of for this class?
Yes. These details are contained in the curriculum. If you have gone through the brochures I have sent in the group so far, you would see we have some benefits additionally to the training. Let me just mention the four of them that we have. First of all, like I said, portfolio building. That is very important, very key. During the course of the training, you must have done projects, mini projects, and at the end of the training, there's a capstone project that you will do and will be reviewed by the instructor or corrected as the case may be. All right, so those projects are going to be in your portfolio. All right, so you're going to be trained on how to create a portfolio and how to include your project in your portfolio. Now, additionally, if you are the type that is going to source for jobs, then you need to revamp your CV, your curriculum vitae. So we'll also guide you. These are contained in the brochure that I sent to the group and I was still sent. So we'll guide you on how to actually get your CV ready for job applications. Of course, job applications are going to be done by you. We are not going to help you do that. But we are going to help you revamp your CV to be able to apply or seek for those jobs. Now, the one additional benefit that I always have mentioned is the training on how to get freelancing gigs from Fiverr and Upwork. I've said this repeatedly. I don't want to go much into those details again. So these are the things that I will send the brochure so you can read through and see for yourself. Okay. So, but for now, we are not giving jobs directly. All right. So you just have to seek for jobs yourself. All right. So I think that answers all the questions we have. So thank you so much for joining these sessions, and I believe it was worthwhile. These past 3 days, it was worthwhile. So if you are really interested in going to enrolling in any of the fields, you can do that through the Google form that I will send in the group, and we'll have a closer touch with you regarding the further activities that we'll have regarding the 3 days crash course next week, and then the software installations where necessary, and the main training beginning next month. Mr. Onyeso. You can unmute your mic.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Please, I want to know what kind of laptop would you need for the class? Like, is there any specific kind of laptop you need for the class?
Yeah, definitely, Mr. Abisua. For cybersecurity.
For cybersecurity, I will advise you to have a laptop with minimum of 8 gig RAM and 256 gig solid state drive or 500 gig hard disk drive. That should be the minimum for you. Minimum of 8 gig RAM, and you should have a processor of, I think, minimum of Core i5. So basically, that is the specification you will need, because we have to run some virtual machines and all that. So basically, that's the specification you will need.
All right, thank you, sir. I have another question. Like, do I need to have like a little knowledge of networking? Because someone told me that before you can go into cybersecurity, you need to have knowledge of networking and all that stuff. So I want to
Yeah,
be sure.
I said it earlier, but we are going to cover it for you. We're going to teach you networking aspect also.
All right, thank you.
All right. So basically, I'm going to be learning from scratch. Okay, learning from scratch. So networking is part of the curriculum that I'm going to be learning. Okay. So I think there's no. If there's another question, you can just unmute your mic and speak. All right. You can just unmute your mic and speak. In the absence of that, I think we'll call it a night. Thank you so much, Mr. Abisu, for joining us tonight, and thank you everyone for joining the session. So we will post all the details in the group for those that would be interested.